What's up, everybody? I'm Joan.
And I'm Reilly.
And you're listening to Anyways. So today we have a special guest with us. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Kianna. You guys can call me Kay.
Well, this is our sweet mate.
Ta-da!
And Kianna, could you tell us what year you are and what's your major?
I am a sophomore, and I am a studio art major.
Yes. So we brought Kianna today to talk about just the art program in the art department because we haven't had anybody to speak about art here on here. So yeah, our first, art guest.
And in honor of the new art building officially opening and the renaming of Cam on Friday, we felt like Kianna was the perfect interviewee.
Exactly.
Interviewee?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Interviewee.
That's good.
Yes. Awesome. Woo!
So, here we go. First question is, what first got you interested in art?
So, I wasn't really good at any other electives.
Oh, okay. So that's a good way to start.
Yeah, so, other than like gym and stuff, and that's just because they make kids do whatever they want. But it just started off in elementary school, and I just really fell in love with my art classes. I was more interested in it than other kids. Other kids would probably prefer music and stuff like that. So I fell in love with the elementary school.
Yeah.
Aww. Love that. That's awesome. They don't teach art in elementary schools. It's a rare elective. Did you know that?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Yeah. Art is starting to become an elective that is starting to get out of a lot of schools. So
yeah,
dang. Sucks.
My sister didn't have an art class. In elementary school, starting her, I want to say 3rd grade year or 2nd grade year.
Really?
Yeah, they just didn't have an art teacher.
Dang.
They traded it for computers.
Oh.
Which is not nearly as much fun.
Yeah.
So, interesting.
That is interesting.
Fun fact. Education.
Fun fact, a little sad of a fact this early in the episode.
Sorry, it's been a long day.
Oof. Okay. Well, moving on.
Next question.
Next one is, what is your preferred art medium?
It would be drawing. Anything with pencil.
Okay.
Not necessarily color pencil. I'm not a big fan. It looks good when other people do it, but I can't blend those pencils for anything. So
my regular pencil.
Yeah. But just pencil, it blends a lot better. I enjoy using them more. You get better results, I think, to me than probably a lot of other medias when it comes to blending. So.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of goes into, I guess, what the next question is. And that says, what about your art medium makes you prefer it over others?
Blending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about the shading.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just, otherwise, you can blend a lot of really cool colors, for paint and even some markers that you can blend them pretty good. But I guess I just prefer just a basic lead pencil. Just blends better. Seeing different shades of gray and going from black to white shades and stuff like that. Interesting.
For sure, yeah.
I don't think this is a question on there, but I just thought of it. What's your favorite thing to draw?
Realistic things, or you can say observational stuff. So anything that you just look at and you're just drawing it and you're just standing there just drawing it like that. So stuff like that. Or I'm starting to draw a lot more people, so realistic people.
Okay.
Ooh, cool.
Get some portraits done.
Portrait right here.
Right here. Commission your artist.
Ask in the comments below.
Exactly. Ask her what's her commission fee and get you a portrait.
Honestly.
Okay, so next question is, what kind of textures do you like in your work? Oh, I should probably let you answer that one. That was your question. Or read that.
Oh. What kind of textures do you like in your work?
I love a lot of smoother textures. If not, just texture to where it actually is smooth if you were to touch it, but then it gives you that rocky vision that you'll see. So it gives it a 3D view of something bumpy or something like that, but it's actually smooth. I enjoy smooth stuff.
Okay,
nice.
Love that. There you go.
Is that my other one?
Yes.
Okay, so who's your favorite artist?
So because I said pencil's my favorite art, I actually don't have a favorite pencil artist. I don't know that many. I don't know that many for sure, but I do know a lot of artists who start off doing sketches before they actually change it to a different medium that they'll use. And so my favorite artist would be Frida Kahlo. She's a famous Mexican painter.
You have her poster.
Her stuff. I do. I have a poster of her in my room. I just think her stuff is like beautifully done. Just her history and her story of how she even created a lot of these works.
Exactly.
It just amazes me that like she just had art through like her whole body. Like it was points she couldn't even use her hands, so she used her mouth with a paintbrush, and she created stuff like that. And so just beautiful things like that. I love her style. Her self-portraits are amazing because they look like her. And it's like, it's not even super realistic like, but you can tell it's obviously like it's her.
Yeah.
So I enjoy seeing her pieces, so she's my favorite.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, and someone like Frida, I like how they have just such a distinct like style. Like you can see like, oh, this is a Frida painting. Like this is Frida. So I don't know. I just like being able to like see just a distinct like quality. I think that's really cool. Just seeing everybody's like own unique flair in their art.
Like everyone has a different style, so it's like if you're at a museum and you see a specific style, it's like you can probably guess what the artist is or who the artist is.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. So it's amazing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite artist?
Who's my favorite artist? I don't know that I have one.
Really?
Really?
Do you have a favorite
Kianna.
dance artist? Do you have a favorite dance artist, maybe?
Oh, that's a really good question.
I mean, sorry.
I feel like when we get down,
I told you to look over my question.
I mean, I did. I wasn't. This is not my episode. This is hers. There's just so many. I feel like you would have to boil it down to like the different like genres, like choreographers versus like ballet dancers versus like male dancers versus like
so many categories.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot to differentiate it down to. Trying to think. I would say at the moment my favorite like choreographer, her name is Paris Goebel, and she choreographed for, I hope I said her last name right, it's spelled Goebel, I think is Goebel. But she choreographed the whole Fenty Savage fashion show that Rihanna just had, and so it's like a big kind of like a dance concert / runway. Like, it's so cool. Wow. Like, you guys have to watch it. It's amazing. But, yeah, I love her. I love her dance crew, and I just love her style. Like, she's amazing. Love that woman. Yes.
Love that woman.
What about you, Joan? Your favorite artiste?
Well, I really like Van Gogh.
Yeah.
For being honest. I'm one of those people, it's just so beautiful. All the colors. And, like, some of them you're like, that shouldn't work, but it does, you know? They all make me feel things. So Van Gogh's my favorite artist.
I went to his exhibition last year. It was in Houston. It was really nice.
Lovely.
It was so beautiful. I don't know. But yeah. But my favorite theater artist, if it counts, I think comedy is an art all on its own. It goes to Mel Brooks, hands down.
Mel Brooks.
He knows it too. He knows he's an artist of all traits. He's awesome.
Of all traits. Lovely.
All right, next question. Oh, what is your favorite piece?
My favorite piece, like my piece or her piece?
Ooh.
Yes.
Let's say both.
Yeah. Yes. Your
Yes.
favorite piece that you've created, and then a piece that someone else has created that you really like.
My favorite piece will be one of my latest ones I did earlier of this year. It's actually like a self-portrait. It's a painting of like me, and it's just like my face has different colored, like just different colored brush strokes all over my face. And it's just trying to show color in all its different ways, I guess, in a way. So that piece, and then my favorite piece by Frida would be The Two Fridas, and it tells a story of its own. And just because I'm also a big like art history person, if you guys are, art history person, and because I just know her story so well, just seeing that piece really describes a lot that she may have went through compared to how half of herself is like would been then. And so it explains a lot, and it's just amazing to look at, and I really enjoy looking at it. So.
Is that the one where it's like the two hearts is connecting the two?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and the two of herself, yeah.
Just making sure we're on the same page. That's I know my stuff. Okay.
You said artist. Sorry.
No, but I know Frida Van Gogh. We know the famous paintings. We're cultured enough.
Okay.
Wow. Why you not look at me like that?
Where'd my electrolytes go?
My electrolytes. You know what? Read your next question.
Oh, the next one's mine too?
Yes.
Oh, would you ever want to open a gallery one day?
I do. That's a longer term goal for myself. I do plan to teach, and then my longer term goal will be to own my own gallery / school in a way. And so it's like it will be a gallery, and it's like lower level, and then the higher level will have like little class sessions that teaches different mediums and stuff as well. So I can continue to use my teaching degree. And yes, I can't wait to own my own gallery. I'm trying to own it young. I realize a lot of old people own galleries, so I want to be like a young artist doing that. So.
Cool. Yes, ma'am. Dream big.
Dream big.
Okay, next question is, so I was curious to know, like, what was the process like entering the art program here at school at college? Because I was wondering, because us both, we have to audition to get into our programs. Is there any kind of like prerequisite kind of thing that you have to do as an art major to be accepted into the program of any kind?
When it's your time to apply for classes, you better wake up and apply for those classes. Like, our classes go by. Things are like gone. And so I guess fight for those classes once you get into them. It's a pretty crazy process, especially if you're a BFA review. BFA major. To get into the BFA review, you must pass drawing, foundations of digital art, and the WASH program. And the WASH program involves 2D, 3D, and lecture of just the different mediums and foundations and stuff. And then the review, you're being judged by different professors, and you're putting in 2D work, 3D work, digital stuff, sculpture stuff, a whole lot of different stuff. You're being judged on your work, and if you pass, then you're able to take the rest of your art classes. Okay. And then you get 2 chances. If not that, art's probably not your major. So it's kind of intense.
Kindly say goodbye.
So sorry about it.
Okay.
They hand you the course magazine. They're like,
maybe not that one. That's funny.
Look into the College of Business.
The College of Business. She's just right over there.
Across the
street. So, what else I want to say? So, have you, since you are a sophomore, you've had some time being an art major, have you noticed any differences in doing art in the collegiate environment versus, like, high school?
Yes. College, they care more. Not dissing like art teachers, because I plan to be one for high school and stuff like that. But in high school, especially my high school, it was more like art was, by the time you're a junior or senior, art was just like something that you just kind of do. You get the grade for it every 6 weeks. You do your own piece. You're not required to do a specific like criteria. You're just doing your own art, showing what you can do. You get graded for it, but teachers necessarily do not like point out specific things or try to teach you a specific way of drawing, because normally you'll do that in middle school, I guess. And so high school, you're just kind of doing whatever. And so in college, they bring it right back to you. They teach you how to draw the certain lines or how to see an image a different way in trying to draw it. And so they're more specific in what they do, and I feel like college professors care a lot more, so to just really be on you. And even my professor, he erased like all my stuff and like showed me how to draw something. He erased that and then told me to redraw it. I swear I redrew a scarf like 5 times.
A scarf?
A scarf. Out of the whole image, it was just this little scarf. He made me redraw it 5 times, and I do
he's
agree.
Looking at the details.
Yeah, it's just the details, and so they really care about those details. But after I did that, it did look a lot better, and I do agree it made me a better artist. So just having someone that really cared like that. So.
Yeah. So I know you mentioned earlier, like, all of the different classes that you have within your major. Do you have a favorite one that you've gotten to experience
so far? Because I'm still in the process of getting into the BFA review. It was my drawing class. I don't want to admit this to my professor per se, but it's just it was a very intense class. It was very stressful, but I had a huge outcome out of it. My style, my skill. That's the word I was looking for. The skill I done, increased and improved. Like, it's a lot better. And so just comparing what I've drawn before, and I have some old stuff, and I'm just looking at it now, like, and then looking at my new stuff, and I'm like I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. But, yeah, so it's, I did enjoy my drawing class, and I would definitely take it again, so.
Lovely. Wow, we love to hear that. We love growth. Okay. So what else is nice?
Did you ever have a class like in a dancing program that was like kind of like how her drawing class? Where at the time you're like, oof, but then after it you're like, that was awesome.
I think
beginning ballet. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my, stop it. Those are really good questions. I would have to say I can't remember a specific class, but I do remember just like moments being in class where we would like really drill a combo that like my body would physically be aching for like days, but then afterward I'd be so much stronger. Like I've gone to summer intensives before, and so like those are like 2 to like 4 weeks or even longer, like 6 weeks, where it's just like dance classes from like 9 to 4 every day. And I have had a couple where I was just like exhausted and just like really just like physically just like burnt out, but at the end of it I felt a lot better and just like that I've improved a lot. So yeah, I can't really say specific class, but I definitely have had my moments where I felt like how you feel, where you just like in the moments just like, but then afterward you're just like you feel triumphant. So yeah. What about you, Jim?
I think it'd have to be intermediate acting, which is what I'm taking now. Okay. Only because there's some days where, like, I don't know. The class is to train you for auditions. Okay. So all we do monologues. So we have a new monologue every other week that our teacher picks for us. And so, like, he heard us perform one monologue, and now he's picked out all these other monologues. And unlike everybody else, I started with kind of like a dark comedy monologue, and everyone else started with like dramatic ones or like strictly comedy ones. And so, but since I started with dark comedy, he made me like go through the levels. So this past week I had to perform a super dramatic one, you know? Yeah. A super dramatic one that like makes me cry every time I perform it. And so then this past week I performed it for like the final time for my grade, and he's like, "All right, Joan, you did it. You've earned a comedy." And he gave me a comedic monologue, and I was like, lovely. I like had to take a second in class, because I was like, after I just bawled my eyes out, and I was like, thank you.
You gotta act like you're getting an award. Like, I just want to thank my roommate for just like listening.
She's in her bag now. I can't wait for that comedy one.
It's so freaking funny. It's perfect. It's perfect for me.
She's in her bag. The bag, Joan.
It's in my little binder. But yeah, so that's the one where I think, like, after all of this, I'm going to be really happy that I was, like, in this class and I cried through these monologues. Because now I have a good comedy one, but I've learned quite a bit, you know? So, I can't breathe. Can you tell?
It's okay. Yeah. That was me this morning. I've gotten better now.
Medicine world.
Oh, everybody take a cough break. Good moment to pull it together, ladies. We got a couple more. Okay. Was art always something that you thought of pursuing?
No, I was actually coming to Sam as a CJ major. So it's
really?
A complete difference.
Wowzers. What made you want to do criminal justice?
So I was really interested in, like, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. It will never die to me. I swear, if they have a final episode, I will fight whoever the creator was. Like,
did you watch the new episode for season 21?
Not yet. I'm working, getting back on that.
Oh, we need to watch it.
I will watch it.
Let's watch it. I watched it today earlier, but I'll definitely sit down and watch it again. Okay. For you.
Yeah, but it's it was just something I was always interested in. I tried watching other things. Forensic Files I'm a big fan of, and I tried watching Dexter, but that was on like some other level type stuff.
I was gonna say Dexter. I like Dexter.
It's very interesting what they were doing, but
it's like that was my cue.
But I was actually going to be a CJ major because I was planning to be a forensic pathologist, so I would have been the person doing the autopsies. Which
so cool.
They think a lot of women probably don't have the stomach for that, but I was going to do it, guys. So.
Yeah.
I was ready. Yeah, I respect that.
So, I went from that, and then I've been doing art since elementary school. I love doing it. I was actually going to have that be my side thing till I really realized that the forensic stuff was more of an interest. I always loved watching it. I experienced doing some things. I worked with the police department back in my town before. And it's fun and it's interesting, but it's not something I wake up to always thinking about. The thing I wake up to is just like, I feel like sketching. I feel like just drawing a heart or something today. Like, the best heart you've ever seen. It's just like, art is more of my passion. So I felt like I'll go for my passion. A lot of people have career jobs they have today and they're not in love with it as much. Or some people just always say that they hate their job. And so if I have a choice to actually pick a job I'm going to love, then I'm going to do it. So I went for the passion. So I ended up changing it in good timing too, so it didn't bite me in the butt later. So I changed it right before I started classes. And I just stick with art. So
she's never looked back since, y'all. Wow, that's such a crazy story.
I know.
I did not know this. Wowzers. But yeah, we have to have our little SVU.
Yes, we're going to have a marathon week because weekend won't be enough. There's too many.
You're telling me with the pigtails. You work at the special victim unit.
Cute John Mulaney's little...
You haven't seen John Mulaney talk about Law and Order, you're really missing out.
It's quite hilarious. Okay. Anyways. Next question.
That's what it's called anyways.
Yes. There we go. Next question is, so where do you want to take your art in the future? I know you mentioned a gallery and like want to have a school, but is there like any place that you want to take yourself, or is there like, I don't know, like, do you have any like more specifics on that?
Haven't really thought about that. I just felt like my own business, kind of some of my own stuff along with my student stuff put up, and kind of doing like my own thing. So if I was to become big and famous out there, like people will come to my gallery to see stuff that's like mine. If not, I've had stuff put in museums and stuff before. Not gigantic museums, but, but I've had stuff shown and stuff before, and I just I enjoy it, but I don't have anywhere I guess specifically, just wherever it takes me. So.
Lovely. Nice. Lovely. Okay, and next question is, why do you think art is so important to have in society?
Such a great question.
I know. The big questions.
I have such passion on these questions.
Let's hear it, girl.
So
we got time.
I feel like technology is taking over in our generation. I have nothing against animation majors or digital art like majors, because that's amazing that they can do that. I just prefer having a pad and a pencil, just drawing and stuff. And I plan to teach my kids this in the future, just that I want to tell them the history and show them the history of how stuff was once started before we got all these technology things that you can just draw on the computer now. And there's like a pen, and then the pad would be the tablet, and you just draw and stuff now. I want to show them that there's actually more hard work into doing more visual art, like just paintings and drawings, and I just want to keep that alive. It's like how English teachers want to keep literature stuff alive, because otherwise there's different kind of books out there, and then some people don't even read books anymore and they're just starting to watch movies. And it's just, I want to keep it alive. I want to keep it still here. And so a lot of schools are starting to take out art in their public schools, and I feel that's kind of sad, because a lot of students are losing that knowledge of art. Some people will probably say, why does art really matter? Why should you know the education of it? It just gives you a lot of history of where a lot of things first started. I mean, it's art on just creating the first iPhone, like just knowing history of things and how it once was, and how the fact that you can still create that and some might bring it back. I would love to teach my students that. So I just, technology is, I have nothing against technology. I'm just an old soul. So I'm just like new to a lot of stuff, but the digital stuff, I do give creds to everyone that's majored in that because I did not know what I was doing in class. I was just like, because she was telling me all the little shortcuts on the keyboard, and I was just like, can I just get like some paper and a pencil? I was like, I can literally do this project you want me to do, just better on paper.
Wow.
But like, yeah, so it's something I think a lot of people should know. Just the history stuff and today's stuff with the technology as well. And I mean, it's just giving you a different variety of different styles of what you know. So.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Okay, so our last artsy question is, what does art mean to you? I know you kind of got into that a little bit, but just like,
So, we had this question in class.
Really?
Because art, we were like defining art. And at first, I had to write something on it. And I told my teacher, I said, I think art is everything. But then he says what he wants. But like, he kind of like came back on it. He said, if art's everything, then it's like, what's the color of the word blue if everything is blue? You only say the color blue to different it from something else. Okay. So like, it was like, I was like, like it was deep, and I was like, because that's like saying, he was like, that's saying like everything's blue. So what is the meaning of the word blue if everything is that?
Yeah.
And so it made me think about it, and so I rethought my answer, Professor. So my answer now is that to me, art is something that is not a thing to me. It's more of a emotion. So like an expression of someone else's like creativity or their imagination. And so when you're looking at art, you're looking at someone else's, which would be the artist, their emotion or what their imagination was to create something like that. Yeah. And so I see it more as an emotion thing than a actual physical like thing. Yeah. It's just putting your emotions into some kind of like just creating your emotion for people to visually see instead of it actually being inside. So. Wow. Yeah, something like that. I was like, I was hoping that makes sense.
That was great. That's all the time we have for today.
That is going to stick with me forever. Yes. Wow.
And I say all these quotes and stuff, but then like I'll use famous people's quotes. I should start making my own.
Yeah. Honestly, I'd buy that. A Kianna quote book. I'm here for it.
I'd buy a Kianna comic book. Have you ever thought about drawing comic books?
Actually, the first things I started off drawing, I don't know if I put that in my answer, but starting off drawing, I did a lot of cartoons. Really? Animation. So it's like, you would think I would be like an animation major, but I've actually started, it was part of my class, and we had to learn to start drawing faces. So it took me forever. I've been trying to like challenge myself to draw an actual person. I kept making the people look like cartoons, and I was just like, this is a struggle. And so once I like got it down, and I'm more self-taught in art, by the way. Like since I started college, I'm starting to be taught specifically by professors. But otherwise, my whole life I was self-taught. And so creating a face was a lot harder and different, and then once I kind of got it down, I just fell in love with it. So now I like to draw more realistic things. Otherwise, I did comic books. You can ask my god sister. We made because Captain Underpants was like my comic. Oh my god! So I tried to create something like that. I did like Toilet Man and the Three Plungers. Like, dang, I don't I don't know, but we made like 7 books, and I was just like, we should sell these. Like, we were young, so I was like, we should sell these. Heck yeah! But yeah, so I've tried to do comics. I still probably could. It's interesting to do, so I can see how it can be a little hard sometimes as well, because my dad will be more of the writer and I'm more of the illustrator. So I didn't write that many stories, so I just like to draw the pictures. So yeah,
I love that. Oh my god! Wow, we're learning more and more. Well, now we get to learn even more because we're going to do our fun questions now. So every time we have a guest, we do our standard fun questions. So Joan, would you like to read off our fun questions?
Heck yeah. Do you prefer cake? Oh, you want me to hold it?
You can hold it.
Do you prefer cake or... Oh, that's an antique. Do you prefer cake or pie?
Pie. My only reason for pie is because you can... I mean, it's fruit.
amazing.
I mean, I've never seen fruit on cake before.
You've never had tres leches? Okay.
I mean, I've had a lot of birthday cakes, so I'm just like, I'm thinking of that kind of cake. And I mean, Cake Boss probably puts fruit in their cake. I don't know. They do a lot of crazy stuff. But otherwise, I mean, pick pie.
Okay. Do you have a favorite kind?
Apple.
Okay, yeah. But, a classic queen.
I like to say the whole little, like, French term, like, apple pie a la mode. People are like, what's a la mode? And I'm just like,
ice cream. Ice cream. It's more than ice cream. That's awesome. I'm so glad you picked pie. Do you prefer Marvel or DC?
Marvel. DC, to me, I do enjoy DC in their comics and stuff, but it's just, I feel like in their category, there's mainly two characters, which would be Superman and Batman. So Marvel has different, like, DC has different characters too, but you literally can actually, a longer list if you had to think, like, on the spot, Marvel characters than you would DC. And all the Marvel characters are badass. So they're all badass equally, though. Like, they do different stuff, but it's just like, they're all equal. Like, I don't know.
We stand.
What is your favorite song or music genre? If you can't narrow it down to one song.
I was going to say, I can't do it to one song. Genre, though, again, I am an old soul. I listen to a lot of 80s and 90s music.
Oh, dope. I love that.
Mm-hmm. And I do listen to some of this new music, but some don't, just because I don't understand it. So I choose not to listen. But so they're genre-wise, I pretty much like everything. At first, I used to say I like everything but classic, and then I went to, like, a classical concert and, like, almost cried. And so that made me like it.
I feel it. That's art. That's art.
Simply hits.
So I like all genres.
Nice. You have a favorite song of the week, Reilly?
Do I didn't have a song. I always say albums. I was listening to 15-year-old Reilly was really into Melanie Martinez when her first album came out. And so I listened to her album again on the car ride back here from home. And I just was like, yeah, I enjoyed it. Because, like, she recently just came out with a new album called K-12. Because she had been on, like, hiatus for a while. And I was like, oh, shoot, Melanie Martinez. Where you been? And so I just listened to her old album and was like, this still slaps. I still enjoy it a lot.
Nice. I'm going to go with Sad by Bo Burnham, which is a comedy song. Only because I quoted it today, and my friend, while we were working on the door decks for his residence hall.
There you go.
Because these allergies are killing me.
Shout out to Coleman
Green. He won't get this far in the video.
He probably won't.
If he does, he'll know he got a shout out. And I quoted it, and he was like, "What's that from?" I said, "Hold on, let me pull up YouTube real quick." So "Sad" by Bo Burnham is the song, because I couldn't stop singing it.
I think it's funny that it's a comedy like song, and it's called Sad.
Oh, it's so funny.
Oh shoot, yeah.
You should. Have you ever seen it? Okay, you should listen to it.
I feel like she's gonna pull it up.
No, I can't play it on here. Anyways, so what's your favorite movie?
Too many movies? Like, too many. But I like all movies. Favorite, also, 80s movies.
Ooh, we could pick favorite 80s movies.
Ooh, I'm a big fan of 80s movies.
Really? Goonies?
Is that your favorite 80s movies? Heathers?
No.
There's so many.
But I've been really, feeling the Goonies recently. Just Goonies. I watched it for the first time over the summer, like the last month of summer, and I was like, dang, this is it. I don't know why.
You've never seen...
No, just because I just hadn't... Just because. There's so many, yeah.
There's a lot of good 80s movies. What's your favorite 80s movie?
Breakfast Club.
Oh, yeah.
And that's just because I loved all of the actors in it. And I even tried to find my group like that for college. Like, that Breakfast Club group.
Oh, I love that.
I feel like it's like the best group to have. And there's so many other different movies. I think over the summer, I just watched Don't judge me. Back to the Future. I just watched it.
You knew that was
is
coming, didn't you?
amazing.
And she said Back to the Future. You get excited. I like Back to the Future.
It is
it's
amazing.
They'll fly. And then they both turn around.
Nah.
Classic comedy. And then Marty has to turn back around.
Wait until.
Oh, and then all the songs from the movies, like soundtracks.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's when it comes to like the 80s music that I like. I listen to music usually from soundtracks of movies, and so
yes,
it's great. So
we love our Pat Benatar, Cyndi Lauper.
Oh yes, yes. Oh, I Need a Hero came out in the 80s.
Yes,
Let's hear it. Love that song.
That's my jam.
You know, if I have to pick an 80s movie, it's going to be either Ghostbusters or Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You know,
yeah,
right? Okay.
for sure.
Ghostbusters counts as an 80s film, so
okay,
hit it.
Okay.
Oh no!
There you go.
Thank you. What's your favorite book?
I have different books that I like to read. Favorite theme though of book would be mysteries or like genre. I love mystery. I love mystery books and I like romantic comedy books.
Cute.
And romantic comedy movies as well. But otherwise, I'm a big Harry Potter fan.
Okay.
And classic like old books, like elementary like old books. The Magic Tree House.
Oh yes,
Those are great.
Treehouse. We love.
I used to read, what's it called? I got into Magic Tree House and I read quite a few of them, but did you ever read A to Z Mysteries?
Yes.
I read all the original
I literally
ones,
was thinking about that
Z.
the other day. Like,
actually, I don't think I ever read Z because it was zombies and I was scared.
I don't know that I read.
It's true.
I don't think that I read that many.
Zombie, and I was like,
I didn't read the Goosebumps book, and that's just because I was scared of that. So
I had to read in middle school. My friend got me to read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
So I knew of them, but I always was like, these are scary. I don't like reading these, which is why she had me read them. Because she's like, they're not that scary. And I was like,
honestly,
these are horrifying.
The kids in my school were all like fighting for those, like that and Series of Unfortunate Event, like those books.
Oh, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, added to the list. You know, kids fought for Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yes, collect those.
Man, but yeah, like we'd go to the library and it would always be checked out. It was so hard. Like everybody was trying to get these like scary books. So we were all like, I'm not scared.
Like, I'm not scared.
Yeah.
I was horrified.
Yeah. Well, that's like when like the not happy ending type books started to like get popular, like Hunger Games and stuff.
Star.
Yeah, kids were just like, I like this because it's not happy ending, you know.
A bunch of emo
they like
kids.
the dystopian. Okay, and now I
hate
feel like
dystopian books. Honestly, I read like part of the first Hunger Games. I was like, I can't do this. I liked Harry Potter so much more. I was like, dystopian's not for me.
Divergent. That's another one.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I started reading the first one. I like started them. I just was like, I can't do this. I had to read this one called Unwind. Have you ever heard of that one?
I don't think so.
Have you heard of Unwind?
I think so.
It's so weird. It's a dystopian novel where they take apart kids. Because there's an overpopulation. So, like, any of the ones that don't make the cut, they just take them apart and use them as body parts.
That's wild.
I read that and I was like, after this one, I was like, nope.
That sounds
no
like
more
a film.
books.
Have they made that a movie?
No.
I was like, I've heard
they
that title
shouldn't.
before.
It's so bad. Oh,
yikes.
I hate it.
Yeah, they shouldn't. No.
It was so
Keep
bad.
that one for the books.
Put that on the man.
But after
list.
that, I was like, no more dystopian novels for me. I read The Red Queen. That was the only other dystopian novel I read. I actually liked that one. But that was a really long tangent.
It's okay.
I can't breathe. Okay. What's your favorite college or childhood memory?
Childhood. It's very weird. It was funny at the moment. You guys might think it's gross. It's not like that gross. Anyway, so you guys seen
Everyone's
Good Burger,
gross as a
right?
kid. Yeah.
Okay, so I tried to be like Ed, and I was doing the little bibbly bibbly song, and I put grapes up my nose, and I was doing it, and like bibbly bibbly bibbly, and then after the song, I try to get them out, and one got stuck.
Oof! Yikes! I knew where this was going.
Oh dear.
I don't even remember how I got it out. I think someone like hit me in the back of the head, and it ended up coming out. But like
Yikes!
it just got stuck, and I was just like, So this kind of backfired a little bit. We'll just leave Ed to doing this.
He's on TV. He can do it. He knows what he's doing. Yeah. I feel like every kid has had I've gotten something up my nose story. What have you gotten up your nose, Joan? Really?
Nope.
Are you kidding me?
But did you swallow something? Everyone swallows weird stuff.
Nope.
Not a quarter or anything?
Nope. I broke my arm. That's about it. Nope.
I'm confident I know I got a bead on my nose. I think I might have gotten a penny up my nose too, because I remember an episode of Rugrats being like, Chucky got a penny up his nose. And so I was like, what if I got a penny up my nose? And then I did. So, and it was up there. I was just like,
these kids are bad. I'm not doing that.
I feel like parents just stop having your kids watch stuff. Like,
so my sister I'll never forget, my sister put an M&M in her nose, and my mom was worried that she was, like, not going to be able to breathe. She just, like, put a bunch of M&Ms in her nose. And so she took her to our neighbor who was a nurse, and my neighbor was like, it's okay. Wait for it. And eventually, like, chocolate.
I was going to say, it's going to just melt.
And my mom was like, oh, yeah, okay.
Just put a blow dry under her nose.
My child, that's hot. Blow dryers get
But if
hot,
you, like,
man.
let it, not too far.
She's just a baby.
What's it called? Humidifier.
I want a humidifier. Can we please have a humidifier?
So you can breathe. So your sinuses.
I was laying there in bed last night and I was like, you know that allergy breathe where you can't breathe? There. It's like, the allergies have hit now to where I just can't breathe.
She's just snoring
like a
bad.
normal person. This morning I woke up and I was like, because I couldn't talk either.
Oh, we love Donnie from the Wild Thornberries.
I'm so tired. Can't breathe. It's been a rough day. Alright, so what's one of your favorite places?
Segue.
Anyways, what's one of your favorite places to visit?
I haven't visited, I guess, much places. I've been through the middle of the United States, though. I'm originally from Missouri, and so, like, I've been to, like, Iowa, I've been to Minnesota. Minnesota was awesome. Mall of America is amazing.
I want to go.
Let's go.
I swear someone told me when I got there, they told me when I got there, they said, it takes a whole week to get through the mall. And I was just like,
that's wild.
It's
it's not.
But no, what makes it big is that there's double stores. So, like, there's 2 Foot Lockers, 2 Nike stores. 2
okay.
But they have a roller coaster in the middle of
I've heard of that.
Nice.
Like, a few roller coasters, and I rode on some. So, it's pretty cool.
I know when I was younger, like, some of the artists I used to listen to, like, people would, like, have performances at Mall of America. Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, man, I want to go to Mall of America. They probably still do. Yeah. I was like, man, I want to go. I want to go to all these, like, shops and see, like, famous people.
I'm pretty sure Shawn Mendes just played there a few years ago.
I was about to go to his concert this summer in San Antonio. I wanted to go so
I
bad.
saw his trailer. We walked behind when we were in St. Louis. We ended up walking behind their big stadium.
That's amazing.
Not Busch Stadium, but the other one. I think it's the hockey one. Like their event center kind of thing.
Did you touch it?
I should have. No, there's a lot of security guards. It's Shawn Mendes. There are a lot of security guards.
You're right.
Could have bought a t-shirt. They were selling t-shirts. I was like,
let's just follow them, see where they go.
Yeah. I'll just... Sean? Hello? Please?
You're 1 in 5, Sean. Just put on a headset. You look official.
Yeah. Like, Sean, Tin Tail Curtain, how are you doing?
There you go. Exactly.
Can we get a quick interview out here with you, Sean?
It's like, can you just say, can you say hey to my friend real quick? Pull out your phone.
Yeah. No, we paid for this. Go ahead and say hi.
Yeah.
Alright, and so lastly, what is something you want to leave our listeners with about the art program here at Sam Houston and or art in general?
Art program, it will be a challenge, but just push yourself through it. Don't stress over it as much as you probably think you would. It's a very fun process. Just make it fun. Express yourself as much as you can. Professors may want you to do specific things, but prove them wrong. So just makes you look better and you have that belief in what you want to do, and so just do it. I do have social media out there, so like, you guys check me out. It's K the Artist. It's going to be on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's a KAY underscore THE underscore and then artist, and you guys can check out a lot of my latest work. I've had an exhibition earlier this year, and so I have pictures from that, along with a lot of new stuff that I'm currently doing. And so just check me, guys.
Yeah.
Heck yeah. We'll put it in the description, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Easy access.
Yeah. So put it in the description, and then we'll put it on our Instagram too,
Yes.
like in the bio.
Of course.
Reilly will remind me to do the bio.
Yes. We'll do a little shout out.
We'll do a little shout out.
Thanks so much, Kianna.
Thank you for
joining us.
Yay! Thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of Anyways.
If you like this video, please be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so that you know every time we post a new video.
And if you're not already, make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Ground4Co14. Until next time, I'm Joan.
And I'm Reilly.
Thanks for listening to Anyways!